I work with the University of Wisconsin Bias Lab, and I partner with their researchers. They've done decades and decades of research. In fact, the head researcher there, Trish Devine, is the one who coined the term implicit bias. And so they have studied bias and bias trainings and diversity and inclusion trainings all over the country. They find that most of the diversity and inclusion trainings that are happening actually make the environments worse or don't do anything at all. So they have a system that is clinically shown to break the bias habit. So that's what I use for myself. That's also what I'm a practitioner of. And it's a 3-step process called detect, reflect, and reject. So step 1 is that awareness piece, is detect that stereotype, detect that you even have that bias and be aware of it. Reflect is reflecting on the bias and its effects on other people. Where did this bias come from? Who does it promote? Who does it help? Who and how does it thinking that thought? How does it harm diverse communities to have that? So really reflecting on that. And that's the part where you can really do a lot of education, where you start to read things and you go, wow, like I had no idea that this is happening. And then step 3 is consciously rejecting it, is saying, you know what? I'm aware of this bias. I understand how it affects people and where it came from. And now I am not going to let it subconsciously control me and my actions towards people. So that you'll catch yourself all the time once you start doing it, but it really feels good to catch those things. This is not one of those things where it's like, you're like, oh no, I found another bias. It's like, no, be excited, because now you have something that you have a chance to change. Whereas when it's unconscious, there's nothing we can do about it.